We continue to follow this breaking news at 8 o'clock right here on CBS News Philadelphia. Good morning, everyone. Former President Donald Trump is recovering today after an assassination attempt at a rally near Pittsburgh. Thanks for joining us. I'm Jan Carabeo.
And I'm Howard Monroe. A person in the crowd was killed as bullets flew. The Secret Service says they killed the suspected shooter, a 20-year-old from the Pittsburgh area. You're looking live now at new video just into our newsroom from Bethel Park, which is about an hour away from the shooting scene. The suspect has been identified as Thomas Matthew Crooks. Overnight, police raided his home trying to determine a motive for that shooting.
We're going to have a live report from that scene. We also have our Ross DiMattei, who is live near that rally area from yesterday. We also have our Marcella Baeto tracking the latest reaction here at home.
Obviously, we have some tragic events that happened, but first, let's go live out to where our coverage starts with Michael Yoshida, who is live in Butler. He's going to take us through exactly what happened. Michael, good morning to you.
This morning, a large law enforcement presence remains here in Butler, Pennsylvania. Just behind me, you can see a road blocked off as a large area remains sealed off following the deadly shooting at former President Donald Trump's rally Saturday night. State and federal investigators are on the scene investigating what the FBI is calling an attempted assassination. Chaos erupting at a campaign rally for former President Donald Trump Saturday evening in Butler, Pennsylvania. Gunshots heard ringing out, the former president dropping to the ground. Moments later, video shows Secret Service agents swarming and lifting up Trump, his face bloodied. Trump then pumping his fist and shouting "fight" to the crowd to show he's okay as he's rushed away. The FBI calling the incident
an assassination attempt against our former president, Donald Trump.
The Secret Service killing the suspected shooter, who the FBI has identified as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks from Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. Law enforcement says he was positioned on a building rooftop just outside the rally. Eyewitnesses describing the scene.
It's very shocking. It's just, I think a lot of people in the crowd just thought it was fireworks going off. I knew immediately it was gunshots.
All we know was shots were fired, and then I jumped over the barrier and put my hand on the guy's head that was.
A Secret Service spokesperson saying this is an active investigation. Early Sunday morning video posted to X by the Trump campaign showing the former president deplaning in Newark, New Jersey. President Joe Biden did speak with Trump after the shooting, saying he's grateful he's safe and denounced the violence in Saturday night remarks.
There's no place in America for this kind of violence. It's sick.
And former President Trump releasing a new statement this morning, just a short time ago, posting on social media, thanking everyone for their thoughts and prayers, also sending love out to the victims and their families. The president, or former president, saying, "I truly love our country and love you all and look forward to speaking to our great nation this week from Wisconsin." Of course, that being the Republican National Convention. Live in Butler, Pennsylvania this morning, I'm Michael Yoshida reporting.
Michael, thank you very much.
We are now getting a closer look at the chaos on the ground at that rally as those shots rang out, plus reaction from those in the crowd.
Our Ross DiMattei joins us live now from the scene in Butler County, Pennsylvania, with that part of the story. Ross, good morning.
Good morning, Howard and Jan. The Butler Farm Showgrounds, which is the site of former President Trump's rally yesterday, is essentially now a massive crime scene. And when it's all said and done, it'll probably be one of the most scrutinized and analyzed crime scenes in American history, given the fact that former President Trump, there was an assassination attempt on his life here yesterday. I want to give you a sense of what we've been seeing all morning and what we're seeing right now. And I want to thank my photographer, Bill, who shot some cell phone video of the entire scene while I was doing some live reports. We've seen a lot of state police presence here. They're the ones who are maintaining the perimeter around the farm showground so that no media members can get in or out, and that's why we're so far away from where the actual rally took place yesterday. In terms of the FBI, we know that they're the ones now leading this investigation. We haven't personally seen any FBI agents, not that they would want to be seen, while they conduct this investigation itself. Meanwhile, we are hearing from some people who were in attendance at that rally yesterday and their firsthand accounts of some of the chaos after the former president was shot, as well as several other people in the crowd.
I heard one pop and then a second pop, 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 and then there was like four or five that followed that.
I believe we heard 4 shots. It was very confusing because the shots did not sound like they were gunshots. It sounded like they were fireworks.
That is Melissa Schaefert on the phone, an eyewitness who heard the gunshots Saturday night in Butler, Pennsylvania.
Then the chaos ensued, and we all got down on the ground, and I could actually hear bullets whizzing by.
Another man in the crowd says he was close enough to see the former president injured.
When former President Trump got up, he had some blood on his face.
Somebody over there was screaming, he's been shot, he's been shot.
Jim Sweetland tells CBS News he's an emergency department physician who was also in the crowd and ran over to help a man who had been hurt.
The guy had spun around and was jammed between the benches. He had a headshot here. There was lots of blood. Did CPR, did chest compressions.
And a former Secret Service director tells CBS News that security will essentially be beefed up for all public figures in the coming days and weeks as a result of this assassination attempt. But right now, guys, the bigger question here in Butler is how? How was this shooter able to get so close to the former president, armed with a rifle, and let off at least 5 shots, one of them hitting the former president without Secret Service even noticing? That will be the big question and the focus of this investigation led by the FBI. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Ross DiMattei reporting live there from Butler County, Pennsylvania. Ross, thanks so much. Take a look at this map now, just updated and verified by CBS News, showing the suspected shooter's location compared to the location of the rally stage and where law enforcement snipers were placed.
And our CBS News analysis indicates that there was approximately 400 feet from the roof where the alleged shooter's body was found and the stage where Trump was speaking.
Now, Ross just mentioned this. The big question on the minds of many people this morning, how was this gunman able to get past security and Secret Service?
One man says he saw a person moving from roof to roof and says he tried to warn officers.
I was up at the fence line, saw the guy move from roof to roof, heard that there was somebody that could see the person, so I went back to where they were standing, saw the person, went back and told the officer again that if he goes back to that particular spot, he can see the person, figuring that he would go on radio. And when I turned around to go back to where I was is when the gunshots started, and then it was just chaos.
He had a rifle. We could clearly see him with a rifle. Absolutely. We're pointing at him. The police are down there running around on the ground. We're like, hey, man, there's a guy on the roof with a rifle. And the police are like, huh, what? You know, like they didn't know what was going on. You know, we're like, hey, right here on the roof. We can see him from right here.
Meantime, back here at home in the city of Philadelphia, Mayor Sherrell Parker released a statement on X last night saying, I strongly condemn the violence that took place in Butler, Pennsylvania. Violence has no place in American politics. And Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro released a statement last night as well. We mourn the loss of life and pray for the 2 victims who are being treated at this time. Reaction from both sides of the political aisle have also been flooding in this morning.
Many expressing shock and relief over the shooting. Our Marcela Baedo is live in the newsroom with reaction from Republican lawmakers who were at that rally as the chaos broke out. Marcela.
Good morning to you both. We've been hearing from several politicians and candidates as we learn more about what exactly happened at the rally in Butler yesterday. One told CBS News Philadelphia that former President Donald Trump is, quote, lucky to be alive. The GOP nominee for Senate in Pennsylvania, Dave McCormick, says Trump introduced him onto the stage, and just moments later, he heard the sound of gunshots. Pure panic then swept across the crowd as McCormick tells us he was sitting in the front row near the former president. Now, he says once those shots rang out, people instantly dropped down to the ground while Secret Service agents surrounded Trump. Now, we spoke on the phone with him just hours after the campaign event.
It was obviously a very frightening moment. It was clear that the president was under attack. Popping sounds, it was like 7 or 8 shots, and it wasn't clear exactly where they were coming from.
And once McCormick was able to get back on his feet, he says he noticed a man who had appeared to be shot just a few rows away from him. Congressman Mike Kelly, who represents Pennsylvania's 16th district, was also at the rally yesterday. He tells us he was sitting just a few rows away from Trump while his family and his grandchildren were further back in the crowd. Now, he says they are all okay. And Congressman Dan Muser, who represents part of Berks County, was also there. His staff says he and those he was with are still safe and okay. Now, the congressman posted on X asking people to pray for President Trump following the Butler rally. Live in the newsroom, Marcela Baedo, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Marcela Baedo, thank you very much. And our coverage of the assassination attempt on former President Trump continues throughout this hour. At 8:15, we'll take you live to Bedminster Golf Course in New Jersey, where Trump arrived overnight to recover. Then at 8:25, we have a live report from Milwaukee about how the Republican National Convention is now taking precautions after the shooting. And then at 8:35, we have live coverage of reaction from world and national leaders about this shooting. And then coming up at 9 o'clock is a 90-minute CBS News special report on the assassination attempt. It will air in place of CBS Sunday Morning. That's followed by Face the Nation at 10:30.
And stay with us right here on CBS News Philadelphia and CBSPhiladelphia.com throughout the day for continuing coverage of this assassination attempt. Our crews will be staying with this story all day long as the latest developments continue to unfold. Turning now to our forecast, we could see temps feeling like 100 degrees today.
Next weather meteorologist Andrew Kozak is in now for Tammy Sousa with a look at your next weather forecast. Another hot one for us, Andrew.
Yeah, and it's only going to get hotter. In fact, by Tuesday, Wednesday, it could feel more like 104 to 106 across the area, which is why we have several heat advisories and excessive heat watches in effect. Good morning, everybody. 10 after 8. Let's look outside and show you what's happening out there by walking over to the big monitor and showing you a beautiful shot of Philadelphia. It is a little hazy out there, but it's mostly sunny. If you want to get out and enjoy the weather, do it the first half of the day, because by the second half, not only do we really start to heat things up, but we also get a little bit more on the steamy side and maybe even pop up a couple of thunderstorms, non-severe. There's Ocean City right now. People enjoying the boardwalk. Beautiful on the water. We'll have temperatures starting off in the 70s. The one bad thing about the Jersey Shore and much of central and southern Jersey is we do have an air quality alert in effect for today. We'll talk about that here right now. With that going through midnight, it means that code orange is that anybody that has any respiratory issues or problems breathing, especially when it gets kind of hazy and stagnant out there, and that's the reason why we don't have much of a wind, you want to stay inside as much as possible. And that really goes for everybody out there today. If you want to be outside, plenty of sunscreen, plenty of water, time inside to kind of break it up, because we have a heat advisory. It goes into effect in just a little less than an hour and 45 minutes or so from now, and then goes all the way through Tuesday morning. Then that gets replaced Tuesday through Wednesday by an excessive heat watch. This is when things really heat up, and by the beginning and middle of the week, we could feel as hot as 106 in the Philadelphia area. Right now, 80 degrees in Philly, 78 Atlantic City, Wildwood 78, 78 in Reading, Allentown 75, even the Poconos starting to heat up in the low 70s. We'll have temperatures today in the 80s to near 90 degrees before lunchtime. We'll watch for a couple of scattered showers and even a rumble of thunder. Also, if you're headed down to the Phillies game, Citizens Bank Park, want to watch out for that as well. We'll keep an eye on it. 94 in the city, 85 at the shore, and 93 in the Lehigh Valley. Coming up, the rest of your weekend wrap-up and your 7-day plan. Your forecast is on its way.
Andrew, thanks so much. Prior to the events involving Trump in Butler County, Vice President Kamala Harris was on the campaign trail yesterday and made a stop in the city of Philadelphia.
She was the keynote speaker at the Asian and Pacific Islander American Vote Presidential Town Hall. She was accompanied by Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro as they walked through the Reading Terminal Market. There, the vice president was asked if Biden has restored faith within Democratic voters since his poor debate performance.
Look at it from the press conference he did during NATO. He is a master of the issues. He is so highly respected among our colleagues around the globe. Turning out big crowds, there's a lot of enthusiasm, there's a lot of support.
This trip was the vice president's 6th trip to the state of Pennsylvania this year. The state, by the way, it has 19 electoral votes, making it a key battleground state.
Happening tomorrow, all city employees will be required to return to the office in person full time. This comes after a judge on Friday denied the union's request to block Mayor Sherrell Parker's mandate. The union says it plans to appeal the return to work mandate, but the appeal will not be heard until after employees have already returned to work in person on Monday morning. Philadelphia, by the way, is the first and only major Northeast city requiring all employees to return to work in person 5 days a week. Also happening tomorrow, lane restrictions on Columbus Boulevard because of the I-95 CAP project. PennDOT is replacing the covered area over I-95 to build a new park at Penn's Landing. Starting tomorrow, southbound Columbus Boulevard will be reduced to a single lane between Market and Walnut Streets. That closure is likely to last until the middle of next year.